Happy Friday, legends. Welcome back to TTC channel. I am ridiculously tired today, but thanks to all of you leaving so many comments on my video yesterday, I did make a promise to you that if you made it worth my while, I will show up today. And so here I am. Let's do this. If you are new to this channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Big shout out to the TTC tribe. We are killing it over there. I'm going to talk to you about what you can see on this chart right here, because a lot of this play has a lot to do with heat maps. And I want to go into detail about how to read what is happening in the heat maps. Now, on yesterday's video, I went into one of the elements of this method that we trade being the pattern. I explained that there are three very important elements to this method, being the pattern, the timing, and the levels. Go back and check that last video if you didn't happen to watch it, because the pattern is very, very important here and relates to what I'm about to describe next. Now, in that update yesterday, we talked about there being a potential midweek reversal according to the pattern, also the timing, and that usually lines up with a news event. That is what happened here. We had a few targets. One of them was here at this high, which was actually breaking as the video was being created. Then we had another one up to these highs, and then we had a final one a little bit higher, which was a liquidation level. Price came back to that second level, as we can see here. Now, this pattern right here, if I zoom out, before I get into the current price action, which by the way, I will get there faster if you smash the like button nice and quickly, because if you can do it in the first couple minutes of me posting this video, then YouTube takes that as a hint that you like this video and it pushes it out to more people. So I will be forever grateful if you can smash that like button if you haven't already. And also don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But this pattern here is quite an advanced pattern in the system. I won't go into it in too much detail. Literally in the course that I have that teaches this whole system, which you can learn more about these courses on our website. The link to our site is in the Traders Toolkit from the description of this video. Just look for the Traders Toolkit and it will be in there. But the very last video of this particular course right here talks about a very advanced setup, which is a macro reset. And that's what actually ended up happening here. It's basically when you have your 3-level drops and then price or rises, but in this case it was drops, and then price comes back, but it only creates 2 rises. And the 2 rises take you to a previous key level, which was this one right here, and then it falls away, and that's a reset, which is actually really quite bearish. So I don't want to freak you out and make you think that this move to the upside is completely 100% over. However, there is a key point where we basically need to call it quits on this. As far as long positions, just to be clear, it will be great for short positions and it will be worth holding on to if this continues to play out. So now that you know all of that, let's talk about this current price action. So this was the failure right here, and this was around about the news event. It did take a while to actually fall away after the news event, but nevertheless it did. Now, here's where I'm going to get angry, because we talked yesterday on this video about there being heat map orders at 29,500, and whilst this was dropping, those orders stayed there. So I'm just going to put that back in. And this is where I happen to notice a few people talking about going long from the 29,500 kind of area. You can see price came about $50 above that level here, so that would count within that heat map range. But that makes no sense, guys, because if you understand the pattern, and if you don't, watch yesterday's video, but if you understand the pattern, just because you have high level longs at a level does not mean that that is all you look for to go long. If we have just started a reset and you have drop level 1, then according to the pattern, there are 2 more drops to go. So why would you look for long positions after drop level 1? It makes no sense. The way that you use this instead, you have to understand that when price is dropping with momentum or it's moving up with momentum, something on the other side has to stop it. Otherwise, it's free fall, right? So if you're using the pattern and you have drop level 1 and then you see a high level buy order and price is heading towards that, that is just to stop the volume of that level. You should still trade the pattern as it is. So therefore, if you're in a drop level 1 and you see a high level heat map orders, you would expect that that is going to be the area where you either go into the board meeting, so you go into a sideways consolidation, or you come up for a bit of a retracement, which is what happened here. Now, following that move, what then happened was 2 new high-level heat map orders opened up, and they were above price at the time. It was at 29,900 and below price at 29,350. So now if you use the exact same logic and you know you've got drop level 1 to these heat map orders, then it makes sense that the retracement may go to the high level sell orders above price at 29.9, and if it rejects there, then it may come down for our level 2 to the next level longs that you now see that was sitting at 29,350. Once you do all of that, let's just say you didn't have a short position, you would then just draw your fib tool from the top of the drop to the bottom of it and see if it lines up with a fib level and if it makes sense for there to be a rejection there, or even just particularly how bearish this level might be. So when you draw your fibs on that, you can see it's right between the 38 and the 50 fib level. Why would you go long? It doesn't make any sense. If you are looking for somewhere to trade this stuff, be sure to check out OKX. We've got a new deal for you guys. If you use the link in the description of this video, you can get access to a lucky draw. Let me show you how this works. So once you click on the link that is in the description of this video, you will be brought to this page. Just click on that Enroll Now button that you see and then follow the instructions to set up a new account. Once you've done that, scroll down on this page and you will see the option here to have a spin. You can use just the one spin by clicking on the button on the left, and then that will give you a prize, or you can click on the 5 spins on the right and that will spin 5 times to give you a reward as well. And the more you trade, the more spins you get. So be sure to use that link if you're looking for an exchange to trade on and give yourself access to many free rewards. Now, as we can see at this point in time, that is what has happened. Price has come up to the orders that were sitting around here during Asia. We are now waiting to see if they come down, but we have to do a new reassessment because we're in a new market now. Asia's closed. Those orders were in US last night. So US is done with, Asia's done with, we're in UK. Let's go and see if there are heat map orders that will match up to the idea that this second level drop is still coming. Keeping in mind that today is the trap move into the weekend. So it is possible that this doesn't play out as it should because the trap gets formed in UK, but I'll talk about that in a second. By the way, guys, I'm extremely moody today because I'm so tired because I stayed up till 2 a.m. to be able to put this chart out for the community, which you can see here, price had not even started the retracement. And I was saying, wait for this level, see if you get a rejection to go down for the next level. So when we have a look at the heat maps now, those are the orders right there that we were talking about. So they got eaten into in these wicks right here. Now we have to wait and see if these ones actually end up getting filled. So 29,350 is actually still there at this stage. The problem that we do have, however, is that we don't currently have any more high level short orders above price. So that could signal that something different may happen today. And if it does, it will be because we're in the session that sets the weekend trap. So honestly, like Friday UK is the best part of the day to take profits on your weekly trade. It is risky to open new trades unless you're scalping, but you need to be out before the session closes and you get trapped into the weekend. So yeah, if you're already in a trade, you'd be just looking for targets to take profit. But if you really want to take on a new trade, hoping that you can get it from UK to US and close before the weekend, I mean, that risk is on you, my friend. But just know that we don't have high level shorts to push this down currently, but it might be because we just don't need them. So there's that as well. But we do have the longs still waiting to bounce because that will be level 2 at 29,350. So when we look at where we currently are, this is where we currently have peaked and created the initial high of the day. Price is starting to move away, but it hasn't broken the initial low of the day yet. So if we are going to get down to that 29,350 target, we want to see the initial low of the day broken next. That will give us more confidence. We're in the UK session now, so let's talk about this false move that is usually created and let's see if we actually got it it. So if I'm zoom in super close on the UK sesh, then UK has started. Oh, UK's only just started. Anastasia, you're so early today. UK has just started, and it's too early for me to tell you what they're doing. So what usually will happen is they will start the session with a false move, and then for the rest of the session, they run a trend on a very small time frame, 5 minute, 1 minute. They'll run a trend against that move. So if the false move was down, they'll run a trend against the move up, and then end of UK, they repeat the false move. So it should be another move down. Then this is why it's tricky to trade on Fridays. US, it's unpredictable whether it reverses that trend that UK set up or it continues it down. So according to the model, it should be down. But remember, pattern, timing, levels. Timing wise, we are being set up for a trap. And if you know that and you're still happy to trade that because you think you can, go ahead, not for me to judge. But if you're still learning this method or you're just still learning to trade in general, know that trying to trade this session or US is a risk. It's just a risk. And that is all I have to say. So have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. I'll be back next week. If you learned something, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. For me, this trade is either going down for level 2 or I'm out. If it breaks the initial high of the day, there's no trade to take. You will wait till Monday. Goodbye.